Good morning, BC High, and most especially, welcome to the class of 2020. As this very odd school year begins to come to a close, we think it is valuable to pause and reflect on so many achievements from your time on Morrissey Boulevard, a place we all hold a little more dear, as we also recognize that we miss you being here. Your experiences have been many and varied in your time as students at BC High. You have performed in the garden, in the White House, at the Vatican, and in Zoom rooms. You have debated and discussed, acted and animated, competed and cheered, muted and unmuted. It is valuable that we recognize you for that. Your service reached the neighborhoods of Dorchester and the cities of the DR, and recently you served, most importantly, bound in your own homes. It is valuable that we recognize you for that. Your prayer has brought you to the beach of Craigville, the wilderness of New Hampshire, the monastery in Spencer, the streets in New York City, and Mass on Facebook Live. It is fitting that we recognize you for that. And we do not forget your impressive performances within the halls of Walsh and Mathroy, McQuillan and Cadogan and Cushing. You have read, written, and rewritten. You have solved, memorized, and recited. You have flipped and constructed and sunk shots. We will be sure to recognize you for all of that. To begin our ceremony of celebration, I invite Father Patrick Nolan to offer the invocation. Please take a deep breath, be still, and remember that we are always in God's holy presence.
Let us pray. St. Paul opened his first letter to the Thessalonians with the following words of thanksgiving. Words that speak to the gratitude that the BC High community has for our class of 2020. We give thanks to God always for all of you, remembering you in our prayers, unceasingly calling to mind your work of faith and your labor of love, and your endurance in hope of our Lord Jesus Christ before our God and Father, knowing, brothers loved by God, how you are chosen. May this award ceremony remind you of your works of faith, your labors of love, and your endurance in hope as students here at BC High. As graduates, may you always know that you are brothers, loved by Jesus, and chosen to share your gifts with the world for the greater glory of God. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Lying in my bed, I hear the clock ticking. Think of you, flashback to warm nights
The Co-curricular awards are bestowed upon members of the class of 2020 who have distinguished themselves in their area of interest. Thank you to all the seniors who engage in the co-curricular and club programming throughout your time at BC High, especially for your camaraderie and leadership. And congratulations to all the award recipients. You have certainly made your mark, and we will miss seeing you around campus next year.
I hope when you take that jump, you don't fear the fall. Hope when the water rises, you build a wall. I hope when the crowd screams out, they're screaming your name. I hope if everybody runs, you choose to stay. I hope that you fall in love and it hurts so bad. Oh, yeah. The only way you can know, give it all you have. And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain. I hope when the moment comes, you say, world could give. I saw so many places, the things that I did. Yeah, with every broken bone, I swear I lived. I hope that you spend your days, but they all add up. Oh, when the sun goes down, hope you raise your cup. Say, I did it all. hear the fall. And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain. I hope when the moment comes, you say, I did it all. I did it all.
The next set of awards specifically honor the hard work of academics. First, we recognize students who have excelled in the National Merit Scholarship programs. This year's class has 8 National Merit Commended students. They are Aman Ali, Andrew Cass, Jeffrey Chen, Kenny Dow, Thomas Hamblett, Fox Hart, Yin-Chin Hu, Shane Reynolds. We have one student who was awarded the National Hispanic Recognition Program Scholar, Tomas Trejo. 2 students received the National Merit Special Scholarship, Christopher Mui and Connor Tiernan. And we had one student who is currently a finalist for the National Merit Scholarship. He will find out if he's a winner sometime this month, and that student is Francis Puente. Congratulations, gentlemen. Secondly, I would like to recognize and applaud our students who have earned the highest cumulative GPA over the past 4 years, all of them earning above a 4.4. They are, in alphabetical order, Matthew Creamer, Kenny Dow, Berenger Dufresne, Thomas Hamblett, Fox Hart, Yin-Chin Hu, Francis Puente, Shane Reynolds, Ethan Tran, and Tomas Trejo. Congratulations, and thank you for all your hard work.
Teacher, writer, colleague, and friend, Ms. Carney strove to engage students and those who work with them with the essential question, who are we, how do we know, and how can literature and composition help us find the answers? The Marcy Fidelity Kearney English Award honors the student whose passion for life, letters, and the blessing of good company enlivens the classroom in the spirit of Ms. Carney. The recipients this year are Harrison Lee, Tree Nguyen, Christopher Mui, Jack O'Hare, Andrew Cass, Patrick Dromey, Ethan Tran, Tyler Wolf, Sean Gilderson, Michael Donahoe, and John Siegfried.
The Father Edmund F. Kelly S.J. Award is given in honor of a longtime math teacher whose love of mathematics and persistence are recognized by these awards. Join us in congratulating the following seniors who have demonstrated both exceptional skill and love for mathematics: Thomas Hamlet, Liam Holland, Francis Puente, Derek Shrippa, Justin Tran.
It's my honor today to present an award given in honor of Jack Dempsey. Mr. Dempsey graduated from BC High in 1955. He returned to BC High where he was a legendary science teacher, department chair, prankster, and steadfast friend. He loved science and loved the students of BC High, and it is in this spirit that the award is given. After excelling in biology, chemistry honors, and physics honors, this year's recipient chose to challenge himself with 2 rigorous science classes in his senior year, Biology AP and AP Physics 2. He has excelled in these classes and left an impression on his teachers that is reminiscent of the memory of Mr. Dempsey. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient of the John H. Dempsey Class of 55 Award, Jay Siegfried.
On behalf of the Modern Language Department, I want to commend you, Thomas Andaloro, Patrick Bull, Max Galabois, Chris Sanatellis, Ian Leisner, Jasper Ezekiel, and Jude Littell for receiving the Stephen J. Collins Award. Your dedication and enthusiasm for language learning has been recognized by your teachers. Congratulations to you all.
The Donaher Greek Award is given to a student who embodies the spirit of Brian P. Donaher, Class of 55, a 50-year veteran teacher of the classics. This student shows a love of Greek, a thirst for learning more than what lies within the walls of the classroom, and a greater appreciation for the culture of ancient Greece. This year's award goes to Christopher Petrick. The Donaher Latin Award is given to a student who embodies the spirit of Brian P. Donaher. This student shows a love of Latin, a thirst for learning more than what lies within the walls of the classroom, and a greater appreciation for the culture of ancient Rome. This year's award goes to Aidan Kearse.
The Whalen family established the William F. Whalen Award to honor two members of the graduating class who, in the opinion of the Social Studies Department, understand that the study of history provides the key to the future. This year's winner of the William F. Whalen Award is Aubrey Leica. Karja Padini.
The Reverend Daniel Lewis S.J. Award is given by the Religion Department to a senior who demonstrates a passion for knowledge that gives understanding to faith. This year's Lewis Award goes to Jasper Ezekiel.
The Visual Arts Department Award celebrates a student who embodies the values of the art department, a student others look up to. Christian Kika's quiet demeanor can't obscure that he is an accomplished and committed artist. He carries his concepts from ideation through to skillfully completed pieces, engaging in the creative risk-taking necessary to get to excellence. I am delighted that Christian is the recipient of the Visual Arts Department Award this year.
It is my honor to give this prestigious award to Christian Padavina. Not only is he a wonderful clarinetist and pianist, he is a natural leader to and role model for the younger students at BC High.
We are here to honor one individual with the Fine Arts Award for Drama. Since last spring, you have proven yourself to be a tireless worker, a dedicated collaborator possessed of a strong creative vision, and a leader who is equal parts empathizer and taskmaster. Thank you, Chris Hussey. Thank you from the bottom of our collective heart. Congratulations.
The Hyde Scholar Award is presented to seniors who have been outstanding in demonstrating exemplary global and cultural competence, exceptional global communication skills, solidarity with people and cultures outside of their own immediate context, and a passion to become an engaged citizen of the world. This year, the Hyde Scholar Award is presented to Patrick Bull, Brendan Byrne, Shay Devine, and Thomas Hamlet. Congratulations.
Good morning. I'm Stephanie Gordon, Co-Vice President of the BC High Mothers Guild this year. Each year, the Mothers Guild has the privilege of awarding scholarships to several deserving seniors. We ask the seniors to reflect on how they have developed the characteristics and qualities that reflect the tradition and ideals of their Jesuit education. And my co-chair, Pauline DeSimone, will share the recipients for this year.
Joshua Kaminsky, Fox Hart, Yishin Hu, Aidan Kearse, Dylan Mullen, and George LeBrun. Congratulations and good luck.
Good morning to the BC High community, and especially to the men of the class of 2020. When I met with you for the first time in September, I spoke about the senior class being the single biggest influence on the tone and atmosphere of a school in any given year. The way you lead, the way you relate, your capacity and willingness to be truly and authentically present to the community through your leadership, to keep us Christ-centered. You've also heard me speak regularly of context, the starting point of a Jesuit education, of your Jesuit education. I would never imagine that I would be speaking with you in this context, in the midst of a pandemic. The grace, humility, and generosity with which you have handled the deep disappointment of having your senior year completely upturned is a credit to you as a group, and a reflection of the wonderful leadership you have provided for our community. I thank you for that, you and your families. Today we celebrate your achievements inside and outside the classroom. On occasions like this, it is simply impossible to recognise all the achievements and contributions of the fine men who comprise the class of 2020. I am sure you've heard this many times before over your time at BC High, but I want to remind you that you do not need an award or formal position of responsibility to lead or to serve. And in our context, we do not separate the two. So while I extend sincere congratulations to those of you who have received and will receive awards today, I also want to congratulate and thank all of you for what you have given to our community, for your leadership, for making us better. The first of our institutional awards today honour members of our junior class.
This award honors John Pharisee, The award is provided by the BC High Teachers Association and the Pharisee Scholarship Fund to a junior who has exemplified John's qualities of sustained effort in the pursuit of excellence. This student is smart, humble, kind, and relentlessly optimistic. He has a very strong work ethic and will put in the extra time and effort to master a concept or skill. He is quiet and unassuming, but incredibly bright and deeply engaged. He is a talented artist whose work is thoughtful and intelligent. I'm very pleased to present the John P. Pharisee Memorial Award to junior Lucas Hurley.
This award is given in memory of Richard D. Reardon to a junior who has demonstrated a commitment to service and a concern for the well-being of others. Through the programs and activities he participates in here at BC High, this year's recipient has proven himself to be a young man truly dedicated to the service of others. He is described as a selfless leader, generous and kind. He sees the good in others first and is always interested in finding out the deeper cause of another's suffering. Faith and service are important parts of this young man's life. He is an Aruba mentor and active in many co-curricular activities. He's a young man of many talents and he uses them to make the world a better place. It is my pleasure to present this year's Richard D. Reardon Award to Patrick Connell. Congratulations.
Marguerite Thompson was the first woman to teach at BC High. She was committed to increasing diversity at our school. This scholarship is awarded annually to a minority student who is an underclassman in recognition of the commitment to diversity demonstrated by our esteemed former colleague. This student is smart, humble, and has an excellent quick wit. He has an infectious smile that reveals his warm, caring personality. He's a young man of great integrity who quietly, yet devotedly strives for the equality of all. He is a board member of the BLSU and a member of the Diversity Cabinet. The BC High Teachers Association is very pleased to award the Marguerite Thompson Award to Matt Shonai.
Paul Hunter embodied in his life and work the ideals deemed most desirable at Boston College High School. BC High is proud to honor the memory of our colleague and friend through the Paul J. Hunter Award. It is presented to a member of the junior class who demonstrates character, dedication, and enthusiasm, one who sincerely strives for the betterment of the school community. The 2020 Paul J. Hunter Award recipient is a student who tries to make the most of his BCI experience by impacting others in a positive way. He is recognized as someone who will always speak up when he sees injustice and is willing to make sacrifices to stand with those who are being treated poorly or marginalized. He is honest to a fault, kind-hearted, dedicated, spiritual, driven, has a great sense of humor, and is committed to serving others. It should be no surprise, and I'm honored to announce that this year's Paul J. Hunter Award winner is Khalil Cooper. Congratulations, Khalil. We're so proud of you.
One of the most significant honours to bestow on a student at the school is to invite them to speak at graduation or as part of the senior awards. It gives me great pleasure in this forum to announce that Thomas Potts will be giving the welcome address at graduation, and Thomas Treau will be delivering the graduation address. As with these two students, our student speaker for today's ceremony, Francis Puente, was resoundingly selected by our faculty to be the one who would address his classmates in school this year when we honoured the highest achievements of the class of 2020. He is also so highly regarded and respected by his classmates, some of whom have said the following about him. Francis is my role model at BC High, although his humble, modest self refuses to be recognised as a leader. I try to model myself after Francis, as he embodies what most people strive to be. Francis Puente is extremely caring and has always been a friend I can rely on. He's the smartest kid in our class. He's also the nicest. Whatever you're considering him for, he can do it. Faculty, coaches and peers all recognise Francis for the same traits: his tireless commitment to learning and his compassionate heart. Francis has served as a beacon of competence, conscience and compassion in his 4 years on campus. Dr. Foster said, "If at the end of my teaching career I am asked to draft the dream team of my top 5 students of all time, Mr. Puente would go number 1 and play point guard." Another teacher commented, "Francis is the student in the class whose words carry true weight to all around him. He is quick to smile, quick to encourage, quick to sympathise and quick to empathise. Francis gives everyone around him his full attention and never makes light of others' comments or observations. When Francis raises his hands, his classmates put theirs down, waiting to hear what kind of question or insight he might have to encourage discussion, learning, and truth. In my own short time of walking with him, I have come to know Francis as a person of depth, courage, and faith. He is a good man in every sense of that expression. I am so heartened that Francis is here to share with us some of those very insights that have made everyone feel privileged to know him in his tenure at BC High.
Good morning, BC High. I want to thank all of you for being here with me, with us today. Students, families, faculty, and staff. It's become clear, now more than ever, that it's not the walls, or the floors, or the desks, but your presence that makes BC High, BC High. At this ceremony, we celebrate the academic, athletic, and artistic achievements of the class of 2020. We celebrate the culture of excellence that makes up an important part of our identity. But beyond that, we take this opportunity to reflect as a class on the last 4 years we've spent together at BC High, or 6 if you went to Arube. And as I look back at my time here, I keep returning to this idea of presence. Like I said, it's your presence that makes BC High, BC High. That has always been true. I remember during the fall of my freshman year, my mom would pick me up, I'd climb into the back seat, because she liked to have her stuff up front. She'd ask me how my day was, and I'd respond, "It was good. Don't really like school. Love the people though." See, what I failed to grasp then was that you can't separate BC High from the people in it. People like Skip, who taught me what it meant to be a good Christian while also entertaining our class with stories about fishing retainers out of septic tanks. People like our senior mentors, who showed us what it meant to be leaders and men of good character from the very start. People like Mr. Hughes, who would wheel around a trash barrel every day at lunch. Like Mr. Bonner, who can be found ending kids' basketball careers in McNeese on the daily. Like Wes, who checks in with you every so often in the lunch line. Like Mr. Lewis, who greets you in the Commons with a firm handshake, a pat on the back, and a good man. Like Miss Winter, who will most definitely jug you for imitating the bell sound and getting your class dismissed early. People like my classmates, who made me laugh so loud I almost got kicked out of the library on multiple occasions, who sat down with me in the caf to talk about girls, God, and the universe, who believed in me even before I believed in myself, who are and always will be my boys, my best friends. We, all of us, we are BC High. And I can feel God's presence in all of you, something real, something holy. I feel God's presence in the everyday. When Cloud decides to dress up like Sister Jean just for his freshman. When Amon tells you not to go into the bathroom because he's filming a fight scene. When Victory starts doing his thing on the sideline and we all get hyped. That's when I know God's real. That's when I know God's here. I hope you guys feel it too. But recently, it's been harder to feel God's presence. It's really difficult when you're struggling against a severe lack of motivation and sleep. When you can't physically be with the people through whom you see God. And when millions of real people are sick and dying. Indeed, the times we live in pose a direct challenge to our ideals. Where is God to be found in all this? What excellence is there to pursue if classes are online and sports are canceled? How can we be men for and with others if we can't even come within 6 feet of each other? Trying to make sense of all that's happening right now can be an overwhelming and utterly demoralizing task. It's hard. But the class of 2020 that I know has never backed down from a challenge. We've experienced heartbreak on the field, the ice, and the track, but we bounced right back. We've seen so many of our beloved teachers go, especially at the end of last year, but we stepped up and did our part as seniors to nurture the community we have here. We've been stricken by some of the deepest forms of grief, loss, and tragedy that high school students should ever have to face. But we helped each other in our brokenness and made one another whole. We've always had each other's backs, always been present. That doesn't change. Look, we're being sent out into a world ruled by uncertainty and fear. But we should take pride in knowing for certain who we are and where we come from. This is a world in dire need of faith, a world that needs to be convinced that God is good. Therefore, I ask you, in the same way you brought God's presence into my life, I ask you to continue being the men you are, to stay awesome and goofy and compassionate and everything in between. Each and every one of you is a testament to God's goodness, living proof, faith made flesh. Remember that. This is a world in dire need of hope, a world that needs you to shine now more than ever. Life isn't on pause, boys. Now's not the time to stop. Now's the time to keep working, keep studying, keep chasing your goals, and to set the world alight with the fire of your excellence. You are great beyond your imagination. You are leaders. You are our hope. Remember that. This is a world in dire need of love. A world that needs you to be present to whomever you can, however you can. So do something nice for your family today. Hop on FaceTime, house party, Zoom. Tell your friends you love them. Reach out to the people you never got the opportunity to be close with, whether that be teachers, underclassmen, fellow classmates. Make sure they and their families are doing all right. Be there for and with as many people as you can. Your presence enriches the lives of those around you, and it's forever enriched mine. Remember that. Remember who you are and where you come from. We, the class of 2020, we are BC High. Thank you all.
It is with great pleasure to introduce the winner of this prestigious award. He is a young man who has shown outstanding commitment and skill in musical theater. His theatrical performances at BC High includes Catch Me If You Can, Jesus Christ Superstar, Les Miserables, The Outsiders, Of Mice and Men, Waiting for Lefty. As a member of our concert and chamber choirs, he was selected successfully to represent our school 4 times for Eastern District Choir, 4 times for all Massachusetts Choir. With the choir, he sang in the Vatican, Salzburg, Austria, the Paramount, and the White House. This student has been the mechanical and CAD specialist for the BC High Robotics team. He leaves us next fall for the Honors College at UMass Amherst. He has made us proud. Please join me in celebrating a great student and an outstanding young man, President of the Student Council, President of Concert and Chamber Choirs, and the Class of 2020's LaFontaine Award winner, Thomas Potts.
The Lawrence D. Blake Diversity Award is presented to the senior leader who embodies the openness, passion, and courage needed to foster a just community of compassion, partnership, and hope. There are many students who may be proud this year, but this particular student has inspired many of his younger peers to speak up and speak out with respect and purpose. An active board member of BLSU and member of Diversity Cabinet, he has made us all proud and we will miss him. Congratulations, Osa Owens. We acknowledge you, we see you, keep that fearless fire burning, and remember to be you and be heard. Congratulations, Osa.
I am honored to be presenting this year's Kevin C. Conant Foundation for the Arts Award. very much like Kevin himself. This particular student did it all. He was an actor in The Addams Family, Les Miserables, Jesus Christ Superstar. He was a stage manager for The Outsiders, and very special for a student. He was the director of the musical Catch Me If You Can. But this particular student was not just a theater person. He was a singer. He was a member of the chamber choir. He was president of the National Honor Society, president of the Catholic Gay Straight Organization, and president of the Eastern European Culture Club. He was also a member of the President's Senior Cabinet. This student, indeed, did it all. I would like to present the 2020 Kevin Kynock Award to Christopher Hussey.
The Ted Lyons Scholar Athlete is awarded to a senior who demonstrates high levels of achievement in the classroom, as well as achievement on the playing fields. This year's Ted Lyons Award recipient is a two-sport varsity athlete. He has earned an overall GPA of 4.0 during his 4 years of high school. Our Lyons Award winner is a starter in 2 sports, and in one of these sports, he has been in all-conference since his freshman year. In that sport, lacrosse, he has been named High School All-American and was a starter on the 2018 state championship team. Coach Craigwell said this lacrosse athlete is one of the most passionate and dedicated student athletes that he has ever coached. He is also a member of our Catholic Conference Championship basketball team, a starting point guard on the team that finished 16-4 in the regular season. Coach Loughnane said this basketball player always puts team first, and that all of the little things he did led to the team's overall success. Our Lions Award winner volunteers at the Dorchester Boys and Girls Club, stopping by to shoot baskets or just to be there to support and mentor students. Like most BC High student athletes, this year's award winner is hardworking, humble, team-oriented, and respectful. He will attend Georgetown University in the fall. I am very proud to announce senior Aiden Carroll as the 2020 Ted Lyons Scholar Athlete.
Each year, the William Kane Award is given to a deserving student who will be attending Boston College. For this award, we seek to find someone who has already shown his commitment to their motto, ever to excel. The story that I heard that so well encapsulates his excellence is his work on the St. Louis Project. He was a leader of his peers, organizing the tasks so that nothing was overlooked, from the sandwiches to the hot chocolate and tea to the hat and sock delivery. Where this young man excelled, though, wasn't in just the organization and delivery of important items. He knew these men and women he greeted by name, knelt down to be with them, chatted with them about the Red Sox, the weather, or whether or not they agreed on hot chocolate or tea. Because he is described by those that know him as humble, non-judgmental, action-oriented, and gentle, it is a joy to give this William Kane Scholarship to Ryan Edmonds. Congratulations, Ryan.
The Timothy C. McCarthy Memorial Scholarship is presented to a deserving graduating senior who consistently displays positive school spirit and is well thought of by their peers and faculty and staff. The person must have been involved in the athletic program as an unsung hero, and the student must have maintained a B- GPA or better. The recipient of this award is an incredible athlete who has shown himself to be a true team player. Even with an impressive 4th place finish in this year's state championship, he will as likely be remembered for consistently lowering his time for the relay team and showing up to time his teammates for lengthy meets. We are so glad to sing some praise for our unsung hero, Matt Hertigan. Congratulations, Matt.
The St. Ignatius Loyola Senior Award is an award given every year to a senior who does what St. Ignatius found most dear, to find God in all things. This year's recipient is a student driven to seek God in many ways and experiences, and in directing his gifts towards service and leadership, he has inspired many of his fellow classmates and adults here at BC High with his depth of seeing the beauty in everyone, and his presence has been a blessing to us all. Congratulations, Victory Abraham.
Named for Jeremiah Mack, an alumnus of the class of 1989 who was passionate about rugby and dedicated his life to service of others. This award should be granted to the graduating senior from the rugby team who represents a man for others, shown through his commitment to service and team. This year's MAC Award is awarded to Jasper Ezekiel.
It's my pleasure this morning to award the James M. Dever Scholarship and Service Award. This award is presented to a member of the graduating class who's excelled both in scholarship and in service to the school and the wider community. This year's recipient is described as an outstanding student, a young man who emanates integrity and responsibility, cares for people, and is always looking out for others, whether they're family, friends, or complete strangers. During his time at BC High, he has been active in athletics and co-curricular activities, including HLA, Quiz Bowl, Sports Debate, and the Russian Language Club. He's a member of the Diversity Cabinet, and he serves as a senior mentor. This year's James M. Dever Scholarship and Service Award recipient is Jasper Ezekiel. Congratulations.
This year's winner of the Reverend Edward S. Stanton S.J. Man for Others Award is an extraordinary human being by any measure. The recipient of this award consistently demonstrates, through his selfless service to others, a deep concern for the well-being of all people and a commitment to bring the love of God even to the least of his neighbours. This awardee has been a leader on the St. Louis project for the past 2 years. He went above and beyond the weekly conversations and sandwich shares to work with MIT on a project creating a handout of all the shelters within a 2-mile radius of downtown Crossing to help those new to the streets get off them. His math teacher says, "He brings a lot of warmth and humour to both classes I teach him in. It is very gratifying to see how good he is to his classmates and to see how his perspective is so healthy. His academic excellence combined with his ability to minister and connect with others, those who are often considered on the margins, will affect great change in the world." It is my privilege to present the Reverend Edward S. Stanton S.J. Man for Others Award to Josh Kaminsky.
This award honors John Pharisee, a former member of the mathematics department who initiated this award himself in 1983. The award is provided by the BC High Teachers Association and the Pharisee Scholarship Fund to a senior who has exemplified John's qualities of sustained effort in the pursuit of excellence. This student can be described as innovative, collegial, and witty, and has stepped into leadership positions in the BLSU and the Diversity Cabinet. He is someone who has truly exemplified the qualities of sustained effort in the pursuit of excellence. I am very pleased to present the John P. Pharisee Memorial Award for a senior to Martel Odot.
The Kevin O'Neill 90 Memorial Scholarship is one that BC High cherishes awarding each year, and the O'Neill family asks BC High to recognise a student for his response to adversity. This year's recipient is remarkable in his resiliency. The way that he faced racism and shared the difficulties of the fight against it has left an indelible mark on the school. This student interviewed a family friend facing potential deportation from the end of temporary protected status. His openness and courage in sharing his own family's immigrant experience, as well as the depth of kindness and understanding that he showed toward the interviewee, were remarkable. He is able to win hearts and minds in whatever he advocates for because he so generously extends the understanding that he seeks to others. He engages in each conversation with a genuine presence that fosters community and the opportunity to learn from one another. His remarkable quick wit and genuine kindness have made him a natural leader at BC High. He joined the BC High community never imagining that he would reshape our community and point us toward a more inclusive, transparent, and honest future. There is no question that Frank Yombi embodies the characteristics that Kevin O'Neill's family asks us to recognise, and so it gives me great pleasure to present him with the O'Neill Scholarship. Annually, the Archdiocese of Boston asks each of its schools to recognise a student with the Mary Dorothea Devereux Character Award. The most important criteria for this award, as the title suggests, is character, and this year's recipient has exhibited a fine character that has been noticed across the school in his time here. He cares deeply about the people and community around him, and he is always one of the first to volunteer to spend some extra time supporting others. He turns both his own mistakes as well as the mistakes of others into learning opportunities for everyone involved. He is simply a wonderful human being. There is a saying, sports don't build character, it reveals it. He went from a freshman with potential to a captain of a Catholic Conference Championship team. He was a terrific role model for others in the basketball program. It will probably come as no surprise that the recipient of the Devereux Character Award is Corey Reynolds.
Over 30 years ago, Jesuit high schools across the country developed a profile of characteristics meant to define a graduate of a Jesuit school. That profile, known as the Graduate at Graduation, can be found alongside the mission statement in every classroom and office throughout our school. Open to growth, intellectually competent, religious, loving, and committed to doing justice. Evidence for this year's award recipient is not hard to find. While it is easy to look at his transcript filled with honors and AP classes as an indication of his intellectual excellence, his teachers point more to his remarkable preparation for every class and his attention to detail. He works very well with others because he listens carefully and considers the other's point of view. He demonstrates patience with himself and others, openness to growth when he wrestles with a difficult topic, and humility to accept direction from others. He raised the level of discourse in his classes with his empathy and inquisitiveness. Whether it is on a Hyde Center trip to Rwanda, on the soccer field at BC High, or on a Model UN conference at a college, he participates enthusiastically and enriches the experiences of all those with whom he comes in contact. On a personal note, I've had the opportunity to witness this young man's authenticity and servant leadership as a member of the President's Student Cabinet. His guidance counselor summed up his accomplishments well in referring to him. He is one of the most caring, intellectually curious, hardworking, and open-minded young men I have ever counseled. I am honored to present this year's Jesuit Schools Network Award to Tomas Trejo. Congratulations and good luck.
I want to thank you all for being here this morning and sharing this ceremony with us. I want to thank all those who have contributed to the ceremony, especially Miss Kim Smith and Miss Gina Smith, who did enormous and extraordinary work on your behalf. I look forward to sharing the various other events to celebrate your graduation. Until we meet again, thank you for all you are and for ensuring that we remain one community, one mission. Be well, stay safe.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through, that I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way, from where we began.
You know we started.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
I'll tell you.
When I see you again.
First you both go out your way and the vibe is feeling strong, and what's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken, the love will never get lost. And when brotherhood come first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn, and that line is what we reach. So remember me when I'm gone. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
Let the light guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. Oh, it's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Take a look past our innocence. Take a step back to yesterday, when life would move slower, we would never grow up. All we knew that love was for when we're older. Anything could happen, secretly imagine. They could never tear us apart, too young to fall. This is our story that we could take back someday. Our lonely glory that we could get back, they say. This is our story that we could take back someday. Our hope is only that we could take back Take a look past our innocence. Take a step back to yesterday, when life would move slower, we would never grow up. All we knew that love was for when we're older. Anything could happen, secretly imagine. They could never tear us apart, too young to fall. This is our story that we could take back someday. Our hope is only that we could take back someday. Someday, 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 we could take back someday. We could take back someday. This is our story that we could take back someday. Our lonely glory that we could get back, they say. This is our story that we could take back someday. Someday, 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 we could take back someday. Our hope if only that we could take back someday.
stumbling on good hearts turn to stone. The road of good intentions is gone dry as a bone. We take care of our own. We take care of our own. Wherever this flag's flown, we take care of our own. From Chicago to New Orleans, from the muscle to the bone. From the shotgun shack to the Superdome. There ain't no help, the cavalry stayed home. There ain't no one hearing the bugle blown. We take care of our own. We take care of our own. Wherever this flag's flown, we take care of our own. Where the eyes with a will to see. Where the hearts that run over with mercy. Where's the love that has not forsaken me? Where's the work that'll set my hands, my soul free? Where's the spirit that'll reign over me? Where's the promise from sea to shining sea? Where's the promise from sea to shining sea? Wherever this flag is flown, wherever this flag is flown, wherever this flag is flown, we take care of our own. We take care of our own. Wherever this flag's flown, we take care of our own. We take care of our own. We take care of our own. Wherever this flag's flown, we take care of our own.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.